guys, my name is Reagan Christine and welcome to my corner of the internet. Okay, we're not in my room. We're in my kitchen this time. Mixing it up. Is better tucked in? No, you look like Urkel. Okay. Today, I have decided to do something a little ridiculous per se. It's gonna be something. I have been scrolling through the internet for the past 51 days, as that's how far we are into quarantine. And one of the big things that I keep seeing is one of my favorite things. I'm obsessed with frogs. I'm not the only one that lives in this apartment that is obsessed with frogs. And I love them so much, and their little faces and how they start off as like one thing and then they just grow up and completely change and turn into a completely different thing, and all of a sudden they have 4 legs and I love them. They're a little ugly, but like they're cute. Not gonna say like me because we love ourselves. I know that I thought it. So there's this page on Facebook called Frog Spotting that has been posting a bunch of pictures of frog bread. It's so cute. It's just these loaves of bread that are frog shaped. So there's like one recipe for frog bread online. Like you Google frog bread, there is one recipe. Everyone else is just like, I used this recipe. It just looks like a really lame, boring bread. And it's kind of not what I'm looking for. So I'm gonna combine 2 recipes in the hopes of still getting frog bread, because the bread that I wanna make is like a rosemary and olive oil bread. That just sounds so good and like light, which is not what frog bread is made out of. It's a very dense bread. And then I looked in my cabinet. We have no rosemary, so I have opted for Italian seasoning instead, which has rosemary in it. And it's the same vibe. It's just got a little bit more flavor.
Where's the flavor in this?
So I'm making a rosemary and olive oil bread recipe, which I will link down below. I'm doubling it, but then I'm also gonna use the instructions from the frog bread recipe, also linked down below, so I could shape it properly and cook it properly. So let's see how this goes. Voiceover Reagan coming in with things you need, like all-purpose flour, self-rising flour because you don't have enough of the other one. Here's some yeast that's actually expired. Oops, it's fine. You know what else we need? Sea salt and some olive oil. Olive oil would be cool. Italian seasoning because you don't have any rosemary. It's fine. All right, so the recipe calls to use a food processor to mix everything. Now, friends, let me tell you why that's a problem. My food processor holds 2 to 3 cups, maybe, on a good day. And this recipe is calling for 6 cups of flour, so that's not gonna work for me. So we're just gonna use a spatula and some hands and some hard work because we are strong and independent. Cool? Cool. So we're gonna put in 3 cups of all-purpose flour because that's all I have. Then we're gonna put in 3 cups of self-rising flour because that was the only thing they had at the store, which was only really annoying, but it's fine. So then we're gonna put in 2 packets of yeast that are expired, so hopefully they work. And then you're gonna put in 1, 2, 3 teaspoons of sea salt. And then you're gonna mix it all together, which is really confusing because like when they're dry ingredients, you never know if they're fully mixed together. Now we're gonna add 2/3 cup of olive oil because you know it's olive oil and rosemary bread, so we gotta do that. And then we're gonna clink, 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 clink. Yes. So now you're gonna mix in the olive oil, which honestly you should also be mixing in the water. So we're gonna add in 3/4 cup of water because that's what the recipe calls for. What Reagan is going to realize in these moments is that it also says that you can add a couple teaspoons at a time to make it more wet until it's well combined. But here's the tea, sis. We doubled this recipe, but we didn't double the amount of water we were supposed to add in. So right now we're just spooning in some extra water, even though we technically needed to add 1.5 cups. And now we have figured that one out and we have fixed that problem. So now we're going to go with the teaspoon plan and slowly add water till everything is combined. Because we are smart. We are smart, we is kind, we is important. But we're just kind of going to eyeball it, which you know you're not supposed to do in baking, but we're going to do it. We're just going to keep adding water, and it's fine. Like, look, it's all coming together. It's great. Look at that. It's starting to become a sticky dough, but it feels like it's getting a little too sticky. We're going to add some more flour. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's all good. It's totally cool. See, dough. It's great. We're going to start kneading it a little bit just to make sure that it's actually mixed. And now we're going to really knead it. And the flour on the table is the all-purpose flour because I had a little bit left. So now we're going to knead it. But we're going to also add in 2 tablespoons of our Italian seasoning. And it basically said to mix that until it's all combined. And now we're going to mix it really fast speeds because you don't want to watch me making my carpal tunnel get inflamed because that's not fun to watch. And then we're going to put it in a bowl now that it's properly mixed. And then we're going to saran wrap that ish. Reminds me of work. I miss our giant saran wrap. All right, so then you're going to let that prove for like 2 hours.
2 hours later.
Holy crap, it doubled in size. It's really cool to see that on camera. So we floured the surface. Oh, look at the bottom of it. It looks really cool. Split. So you're going to cut it into like 2/3, 1/3, closer to like halves, but like cut off a section of it. That's going to be future frogs. This is going to be our big frog. So we're going to cut off like 1/3 of it. Put that to the side. The 2/3 is going to be our big frog base. It's going to be so cute. So then you're going to take half of that. You're going to cut it in half again. Those are going to be our back legs. So that one in my hand is going to be one of the legs. And we're going to turn that into a leg. Then we're going to turn the other one into another leg. We're going to smush it together. And then we're going to cut little toesies into it. So that saved section, we're going to cut that in half. We're going to cut that in half again. Those are going to be your front legs. So you're going to form them into little tiny nubs and then cut little toesies out on them. Perfect. And then that other section we saved, we're going to cut that in half. But then that's going to feel like it's a little too big. So we're going to rip off a section. We're going to give it to the little butt. We're going to make eyeballs. And then we're going to score the mouth. Because scoring is actually really important in bread. Okay, so now we're going to pick him up and we're going to move him. And when his front legs don't stick, it's okay. Just pick him up and move him underneath his body. All right, so you're going to take the other section. You're going to turn those into 2 little tiny frogs. Look, we did it. And then you're going to let those prove for an hour on the counter with a little towel over them.
1 hour later.
I want to see my little boy. There he goes. I want to see my little boy. Look at my babies. They're so cute. Okay, they have to go into the oven now. I've preheated the oven to 425 like an hour ago. And in the bottom rack, I put a big old cast iron skillet because basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna throw boiling water into that to steam up our little boys. I'm gonna take this giant knife and we're gonna re-score the mouth. So it's got a bigger spot for steam to come out. I'm also gonna score the sides of the legs a little bit so he steams up just a little bit more. And then we're gonna put him in the oven and we're gonna fill the little cast iron skillet with this boiling water that I just cut out of the microwave. And then, yeah, we'll let him cook for 25 minutes and then we'll spin it around, cook him for 25 more minutes, not refilling the little steam bath because it doesn't need the steam bath at that point. I've been doing a lot of reading about bread in the last half hour, and watching Game of Thrones. I should not be dabbing with a knife. Putting on the big, meaty claws.
Well, these claws ain't for just attracting mates. Bring it on, old man! Bring it on!
They work. And Alexa, set a timer for 25 minutes.
25 minutes, starting now.
20 minutes later.
Steam. No, okay, Miley, get over here. It's okay if they see you. I don't care. Come smell it. Bruh, I'm so excited. Did it. Back in. Alexa, set a timer for 25 minutes.
25 minutes, starting now.
To this boy.
20 minutes later.
Alexa, stop timer. She's like, okay. Oh, look at them! Oh my gosh! Oh no!
How do you tell a good bread is without testing it?
Ah yes, all good breads are this way.
Only great breads are this way.
How did I not suck at this? Like, I like big boys. And the itty bitty boys. I got them on a little wire rack. Look at them! These shouldn't have worked. This was a bunch of chaos. The chaotic energy was really strong in the entire conception of this idea. It shouldn't have worked. Like, I used a completely different type of bread, kind of made up my own instructions on the way. Look at their little frog butts. They shouldn't look like frogs, but their little frog butts look like frogs. I have typed up what I did for this recipe, and it is in a link down below to a Google Doc drive. Google Doc, it's in a Google Doc that you can look at if you want to make some chaotic frog bread. That's what I'm calling this, chaotic frog bread, because this shouldn't have worked. These spot the differences challenges are getting harder and harder by the day. Like to hear that?
Only great bread sound this way.
This was a good job, my little boy. Maybe I'll do more baking this quarantine. Subscribe down below. If you have any ideas on what I should bake next, put those down below also. I'll see you in the next video. Okay, I'm gonna go eat some frogs now. I'm so excited. Okay, bye.